I suppose I don't really need any introduction, but at least that's what my ego says. Hello, I'm Lanah P. We're here in the moment, in the corner of my local corner pub, the Princess in Primrose Hill. Well, I was born and bred in a place called Grimsby town, and I think the name expresses it all. And so I was born there in the late 50s, 59 actually. And I know it's amazing, isn't it? Eat your heart out. And hi, Cher. This is Cher. And so, yeah, I was born there in 59. And my idiosyncratic has always been very feminine, very effeminate, very queer in the eyes of the, outer world. Even at the tender age of 6, there was a lot of oppression, as you would say today. Things developed from dark to darker to really dim, to the point where there was so much violence in my own family directed at me that I was put into the care of the local authorities by the time I was 13. And because all this, nastiness, oppression, and horror was coming from all sides and from all levels, it's never really stopped, in life. It's gotten a bit milder because I'm just far more of a consummated within the person I am, and far more of a verbal and physical pugilist. Oh, they're waving to me. It's lovely, Alfie. What's it all about? Alfie, could it be for the woman with you? Oh, look, everyone's paid, no one's turned up. I was working in the working men's pubs and clubs, 18, doing my Shirley Bassey thank you, I love you. And so I was doing all the Shirley Bassey and the Eartha Kitt's Good Times and Bum Times. I've seen them all, and my dear, I'm still here. And I was doing impressions then. I found a bed sit in Manchester, and then I found a agent called Bonnie Lewis. Say, all right, lovey, all right. And it was like this chimera of Divine. You remember Divine? And Mae West and Peggy Lee and Dinah Dawes. And he got me a regular stint at a weekend in Stockport in a pub on Shude Hill called the Inn with a Chance. It might be called Inn with a Chance. I said, there's no buggering and you've got no chance in here. This is my fire engine red Leigh Bowery outfit. One of the many outfits that he made for me, and this was made in 1984, Leigh Bowery. In actual fact, I was one of the very first people that ever met Leigh Bowery. He moved into a bedsit in Bayswater in about 1981, 82, and he was just like this big old puffy hairdresser. I know that it's not politically correct to call someone puffy. I was very greatly persuaded to move down to London. So instead of moving to my desired des res, an area, Hyde Park, Mayfair, I ended up in this squat in Clapton Pond. And this was in the early 80s. And I remember how depressed the whole thing was, not knowing what life had to offer. I used to get a lot of flack from the National Front at the time. They were at loggerheads with the Hasidic Jewish, population around there. And so, you was getting snaring and ostracism, flack and vilification from both sides. So that kind of compounded. And then all of a sudden, one early evening, we got chased out of this squad by skinheads with Molotov cocktails trying to kill us. So I did escape with my Maybelline mascara and feather boa, and ended up in this other squat in Powis Square in Notting Hill. And there was Bet Bourne of the Blue Lips Review that lived next door but one to me, and right next door to her was this unknown alternative comedian. And I call him an alternative comedian because he never made me laugh. And his name was Keith Allen. I was actually Lily Allen's first tran-ma. I used to hold Lily Allen when she was a little baby like this. And I got a telephone call one Sunday afternoon. I was living in a bedsit over there in Gloucester Avenue. And it was Peter Richardson asking if I'd like to be in this Comic Strip Presents series. And I said, so long as I can write some of my own things. So I ended up in the Comic Strip Presents with my erstwhile working colleagues, Dawn French, Jennifer Saunders, Robbie Coltrane, Rick Mayall, Adrian Edmondson, Nigel Plager, all these brilliant people, all these university educated people, which I found to be a bit daunting really, because, I'd never really read a full page of a book. I put out a Christmas song about 5 years ago. I've got to, sort out the sounds and the tunes because we're going to re-record it in a studio with, a band and a little orchestra. Well, I'm not a Nepo baby. I'm not an archetype. I didn't come with the right social currency or cultural collateral, so I doubt very much I'm going to get into the charts for a woman at my time of life. But as long as, it does well on the iTunes, that's all I'm interested in. I've never really ever thought of it as a transition, really. It's just like, I don't know, for me. I mean, although I've always felt like a misalignment with whoever this is inside with the container, the body, I feel now it's more a misalignment with what's supposed to be human or what makes us human. Because, I think everybody's experiencing a misalignment if you lack empathy. Certainly this Tory government, well, I mean, I use the word government very reluctantly because they're more like a smash and grab raid to me, or a Nazi ideology. And I mean, it wasn't so long ago that they were trying to get us to hate disabled people. And then, they're getting us now to hate all foreign people. They're always like dividing us. And I also think this is what the gender war is. It's about pitting us all against each other. Oh, you're not a man. You're not a woman. Well, what is it to be a man? What is it to be a woman? Well, actually, what is it to be human? Now, I can't believe that I'm in a climate where it feels like you've gone back to the 70s and 80s and you're fighting again for LGBT people just to live normal, reasonable, unthreatened lives, and the right wing have done this. Oh, it's the queers' faults. It's the trans faults. It's them that think the women. I mean, the amount of people that tell me that they pray for me. Yeah, well, carry on talking to yourself, love. Okay, because that's all you're doing. You know, it seems that you have enough religion and enough prayers to hate, but not enough to love. You're going to go to straight hell. Because my mother always said, there's a special place for you in hell. I said, yes, it's called a fucking throne. And if you think you're coming down there to soil it, you've got another thing coming. I love you. I will love you as I love you all, my love. Thank you.